Anyway, let's get into this week's character profile.
Yes.
I said last week we were doing a character profile on Wonder Man after the actor had been cast. So that's what we're doing. If you're shocked, I implore you to be more intelligent.
Watch last week's episode.
So Wonder Man, aka Simon Williams, made his debut in Avengers #9 all the way back in August 1964. He's not that special. Oh, I mean, no, he is special. His upbringing wasn't that special.
Okay.
He was from a family with a dad who created a company that made lots of money. His brother didn't want to take over the company, so then when his dad died, he took over the company, which he promptly kind of ran into the ground.
Well, that was good of him.
Yeah. His brother then convinced him to embezzle money from the company so that he could invest it with the Magyar crime family, who would use it, I assume, to do crimes, and then he would get dividends. I don't know how investing with a publicly traded crime family works. When he got found out by the board of directors, he obviously got kicked out, and the company went bust essentially. He then got approached by the Masters of Evil, which don't really get used anymore, but they're just kind of like the bad Avengers.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I haven't heard
from
of
the
them.
60s. It's a very 60s kind of name. The Masters of Evil. What are they up to now? Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the Masters of Evil approached him and basically said, "Hey, we'll give you superpowers. Hey, that'll be cool and fun, right?"
Yeah.
So what they did was you had them basically, it's very 60s in the sense of it was, here's a science ray that does things, and they zapped him, and it made yeah, and it made him very strong and fast and just yoked. But then obviously they're the Masters of Evil, so their kind of ploy became to light when they essentially said, okay, you're now going to be a mole for us. We're going to set it up so the Avengers think you're a hero. They're going to invite you to be a hero, and then you're going to be on the inside for us. And if you don't, we're not going to keep giving you the medicine you need to not die from what we've just given you your powers with.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Exactly. So that's what happened. He became a mole for the Masters of Evil inside the Avengers. He then told the Avengers he was dying and they were trying to help him. At which point he got called upon to basically trick them into falling into the Master of Evil's trap, which he did. But during the battle, he decided that he would rather die than betray the Avengers after the kindness they showed him in trying to help him with his illness that he told them about.
Right.
And I mean, that's what he did. He died.
Oh.
His brother, who by this time was going by the Grim Reaper, not like the actual mystical Grim Reaper, that was just his supervillain name,
What a name.
decided to work with Vision. Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit confusing and you're going to see differences between the MCU and the comics.
Okay.
Because Vision isn't Jarvis or like a version of Jarvis in the comics.
Yeah.
His brain and his memories are actually based off Wonder Man, Simon.
Right, okay.
So what the Grim Reaper wanted to do was work with Vision to steal back his brother's dead body and reanimate it so that the Vision could then put his consciousness into it and he'd have his brother back, essentially.
Right.
However, Vision was
Not
just doing
creepy
this
at all.
to... Yeah. Vision was just doing this to trap the Grim Reaper with the Avengers. The Grim Reaper somehow managed to still escape with his brother's body. And had it reanimated by witch doctors of some kind.
Okay. That's
it's very 60s comic books. Try not to question it too much. Once he was reanimated, he was quite zombie-like.
Of course.
As you'd expect.
Yes.
However, the more he kind of stumbled about, the more or the less zombie-like he became. And then when the Avengers, who kind of found this zombified guy just strolling about, were trying to work out what to do, they had an encounter with the living laser.
Oh,
And he kind of got shocked by the living laser during the fight, which brought him back fully.
oh,
Um, so then what transpired, and this reeks
oh
of
no.
retconning.
Ah, classic.
Um, yeah. In reality, he'd just been in a coma this entire time.
Oh, how
In a bit of
convenient.
in a bit of like a metamorphosis type dealio. Um,
Right,
and by being reanimated and then struck by the living laser, it had completed his transformation, which took him from flesh and blood to a flesh-like substance, i.e., we don't have to change what he looks like. But instead of blood, he was nourished by ionic energy. So he's living energy.
right. Yeah.
And that is Wonder Man. But he is so powerful. To the point where they nerfed him in a very interesting way. So he's superhuman everything, super strong, super fast, just all of your standard god level, just bat bat bat.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sentry level superhuman strength, which Sentry is, and this is one of these things that always winds people up. He's that kind of Superman equivalent
Got you.
alien with god tier powers.
Got
So
you.
he's that kind of level of strong.
Mm-hmm.
He is highly invulnerable, and
Interesting.
he is practically immortal, which is in the sense of he won't die of natural causes.
Right. Got you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as an extension of that immortality, he's also self-sustenant, which means he doesn't need to eat, drink, sleep,
Oh,
rest.
wouldn't that be the dream?
Yeah. Um, due to his energy abilities, he can also kind of shapeshift and make himself bigger.
Oh, like ginger size a bit.
Yeah. And he also, as I'm sure you could guess based on what I've already said, has the ability to manipulate energy.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strong.
Yes.
The way they stop him from being too
Oh.
effective
Mm-hmm.
is him being in his coma, which was kind of felt like death, has really fucked his mental health. He is severely mentally ill a fair bit of the time,
Right.
constantly struggling with self doubt and not being able to focus because he's so scared of dying again, even though he's practically impossible to kill.
Got you.
And he's also at times been an extreme pacifist to the extent of
Oh,
he
okay.
won't fight whatsoever, which makes him practically useless in combat.
Yeah.
But he is a very skilled actor and a very intelligent man, so he can still be useful.
Hmm. Interesting.
Also, it wasn't really said too much in here. I don't know if it was a particular comic run, but to my knowledge, he also did have a thing with Wanda for a while.
Oh.
Um,
Looking at.
so yeah, which makes sense because in the comics, Wanda and Vision had a thing, and Vision is kind of him.
Yeah. I get. Yeah. Makes sense.
And that is Wonder Man. His show is going to be quite interesting, I think,
Yeah. I didn't
and I'm
really
really
know
curious
anything
to
of him,
see.
so
Yeah, I'm really curious to see where they kind of use him and go with him.
I wonder if they'll try and tie in the MCU's Vision in any
I
way.
am wondering
Or
if
he's not Vision
White
anymore, is he?
Vision,
Yeah, White Vision.
if White Vision, who doesn't really fully have Vision's memories,
Merges with.
gets yeah, which would be a bit of a waste in my opinion, but I could see them doing it.
Yeah, or at least somehow involve White Vision in whatever the storyline is.
Yes.
Because he's just out there chilling at the moment.
Well, yeah. Apparently, we've got a show with him coming at some point. But
Well,
who even knows at this point?
yeah, super interesting. I knew nothing of Wonder Man, so
I knew bits and pieces about him. I knew he was very powerful. I didn't know all that about his mental health and stuff.
Right.
I think in the modern world, them having a character who very clearly has struggled with mental health for a large part of their history could be very interesting storytelling
Yeah.
and potentially do a lot of good for a lot of people.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle that, and hopefully they handle it with intelligence and respect.